Only Bernard King has scored more through 6 games than Porzingiz in Knicks history. He also joins this list of players with at least 4 30-point games through the first 6 games of a season before their 22nd birthdays. Brian Mahoney of the Associated Press is based in New York, wrote about Porzingiz today. And Brian, based on what you wrote, Porzingiz himself seems not the least bit surprised by what he's doing. What strikes you most about his hot start?
Well, they have a good way of using him right now, it seems like, where they're getting him that ball maybe, 6-8 feet from the basket. He's just turning and shooting over guys with that 7'3", but apparently not him.
Hey, Brian, you said, and he made the comment in the article, in a nice article, by the way, that, he's never surprised by what he does on the floor because he knows what he's capable of. How's he feeling in terms of the comfort level of being that face of the franchise? It's one thing to be the best player, but now he's also going to be the guy that everybody in the media, you know how it is in New York, are going to come to and want to get a piece of. What's his comfort level with that aspect of being a franchise player?
Well, I think he's done great with it. And, particularly because, it didn't look like it was going to happen this year. I mean, up until 2 days before camp, Carmelo was still here. So it wasn't like Kristaps had a long time to plan for this. It just suddenly happened. And, he's been terrific. And, I think having 2 years here to kind of watch what Carmelo has gone through, he's aware of the process, how it's going to be after the games, the pressure on him. And he's been great with it. On and off the floor, I think, for what the Knicks could have hoped, certainly he's given them both aspects of that.
Brian, I know it's a subtle thing sometimes, but how important is it to have a veteran point guard like Jarrett Jack in the mix, to feed him and to feature him and to let everybody else understand exactly why you have to focus on the best player like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great point because when they put him in the starting lineup is when things started to turn around a little bit for them. And, he's a great mentor. He's been a good player right now for them.
Brian, Steve Smith, watching Porzingiz over his first couple of seasons, physically just couldn't take bumps. It seems like now he's accepting contact. And when I look at it, I always run to a guy's free throw attempts. He's averaging close to 7 free throw attempts. Is anything you see?
Stronger. Just seeing him now when he walked in the locker room, just in his workout shirt. I mean, he looks like a bigger guy than he was. I mean, and you need that because during the course of the season, you're going to lose a couple pounds naturally. And he's worked hard to make sure this year he keeps that weight on. And if you're going to be able to, if you want to play in the post and stay there, you have to keep that strength all year long. And he's committed to doing that. And, as long as he does, I think he's going to be a force down there.
Brian, Frank Ntilikina came to the Knicks in the draft as a mystery to Knicks fans, most American basketball fans as well, and remains so for the most part because he's only played in 4 games and limited minutes thus far. What do the Knicks think they have in Ntilikina, who got off to the slow start because of injuries?
Yeah, well, I mean, no one is really sure because, like I say, he missed summer league. He missed coming in and missing the time he has. He's done fairly well, and this system seems like it works for him a little bit. And I think, again, being able to play behind Jarrett Jack, Ramon Sessions is still here. I think he doesn't have to rush, and that's important because, the pressure in New York, you throw a guy out there and it doesn't work out, it's going to be really tough for him.
Brian Mahoney from the Associated Press, a standout in that New York media horde. We appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks, guys.